Everybody, welcome back to the Rebel Chomps channel, the custom lightsaber review channel on the YouTube. Today we're gonna do a random update video on what's going on with the channel and basically just chit chat a little bit. I felt like after a pretty exhausting day at work, just not very nice, I needed to just relax and talk about lightsabers because that is like my passion. Actually, let me just start with doing a rundown of how my work day looks like. I mean, how my day looks after work. The work is not really relevant and important. So after work, I come home, I play with my son, I eat, and the first thing I do is check my YouTube channel, check the comments on my YouTube channel, and leave comments back. And then immediately after, I start to look other YouTubers on their reviews. Always lightsaber reviews, that is my passion. Even if I already saw a review of a certain lightsaber 10 times, there's always something new and a different way of people looking at a certain subject or element of a lightsaber. And it really intrigues me, and it helps me to become better in my YouTube content and just overall enjoy it. That's really, I get a lot of enjoyment out of it. So what I do often is I sit home, watch my YouTube, have a lightsaber clipped to my belt or to my pants, and just watch white lightsaber stuff. That's how we roll. That's just my world. If I go outside, I take my lightsaber with me. Most of the time I take my Vader's Fold lightsabers with me. Reason for that being is that those sabers are full package, so you have the light, flash on clash, you have the sound, different sound banks. It's just a full sweep, affordable, and still have a full package of like a broad spectrum of features on the lightsaber. And that is I do that on purpose because people often recognize what's on your belt, and then they ask questions, and if you can show something that is like a full-fledged lightsaber with all the whistles and bells on it, it really helps people to appreciate it, and you get more people on board of it on this hobby. And yeah, so most of the time then I will take my Vader's Fold with me, but if I'm at home, I just clip one on my belt and then just walk around in my home with a lightsaber on my belt. So just yeah, I mean, that is a little bit the thing. What I just want to jump in now to is this a random video, by the way, guys. So what I really like about lightsabers is that like, these things bring the Star Wars universe much more to life. They really do. I take this one with me outside or play with it indoors. It really feels like it's something out of Star Wars. This is my Saber Force Katana, for example. I did a full review on this one. Really cool saber. I really like it, actually. Play a lot with it. A lot more than you guys would expect after you see my video with the tricky, weird design and just the way this saber is constructed. But in the end, I still really enjoy it. It's just the fantasy elements to it. So what really struck me with lightsabers, with custom custom lightsabers, basically what really struck to me is I have something tangible. I have something that I can hold in my hands, I can use my fantasy, and I really see this is a real lightsaber. I really feel this is my lightsaber, and I just have a lot of fun with it. And also after work, I just want the stress. I don't want to have anything to do with work or politics or all the horrible things in the world. I'm just in my own relaxed world, and in that case I'm like a Jedi or Sith. Most of the time I sit and yeah, just carry this saber all the time with me. It's just a need, right? It's your lightsaber. You need to protect with you. You cherish a lightsaber. But what I really like about it, about these props, is that you actually have something to play with. It's from the Star Wars universe. It's actually usable. You play with it. It's different than, for example, what I used to do a lot is collecting Star Wars toys. It looks beautiful on the shelves, and it's absolutely fantastic to have all the 3¼ inch Star Wars ships and the Star Wars action figures, or the Black Series figures, or even better, the which I do still collect, are the figure arts from Bandai Star Wars figures. really cool, but they're collecting dust because I'm not really playing with them, and it's just it's just not it's just not there, you know. It's just, yeah, I look at it now at the shells, they're really cool, but they're just standing and collecting dust. That's all they do. And yeah, I just found it a waste of my money, because I can have hundreds of shells and hundreds with Star Wars toys on my shelves and whatnot, but if you only look at it and it's collecting dust, to me it's not enough. I want to be able to play with. I want to have something that really brings me into the Star Wars universe, and that's something that I can absolutely with these can do with these custom sabers, and really I absolutely love it. I can play a lot. For example, I can do dueling with my son or maybe friends. I say I could do. At the moment, I'm not doing any dueling because I know a few people that collect Star Wars lightsabers in Hong Kong as well, but meeting them is quite hard because everybody has a very busy working schedule. Um, so that's unfortunate. So I do a lot of spinning with it. It's just fun to do. It's like a little bit like a fidget toy. Those spinner, those, how you call that? Those, every kid nowadays have those. Like it's like a skateboard ball bearing, and then it has like three prongs, and then it spins around a fidgety toy. I don't know. Every kid at the playground I see has one. This is my fidget. This is just relaxing to me. Play with hold, put a blade in them, just smack around or do some spinning. I mean, they look amazing. You put them on a belt and you really feel like something. And even if I go to bed, I put always every night pick a random saber from the stand, and I put it on my nightstand next to me, because at night, of course, you never know if you need a lightsaber, right? Yeah, you know, it really becomes a part of my life, and it's interesting how much this hobby is caught up onto me, and I really got soaked up by it, and still am. It's not often that a hobby really gets me into it for that long. Um, but yeah, I really love it, and it went so far for me that I have, I don't know, over 30-40 lightsabers by now, played with and reviewed and owned. It's crazy, and it continues to go like that because there's so many custom lightsabers in this global market. From every country there's a sabersmith nowadays making his own lightsabers, if it's from alloy or PVC or whatever. It doesn't really matter because it's still an item that heavily relies on fantasy, and that's what I like so much. Like, this is really triggering your fantasy, like really important to me. I always had a very lively fantasy anyway, and I just don't want to give up that. I mean, I'm an adult, yes, but I don't want to give up my fantasy, because it really it really helps you to get through the days. It really does. Of course, having a family and having kids does help a lot too, and most of my time are going to them anyway. But in the end, you also have to care yourself, and I outgrown playing video games more or less. I still play a little bit the Star Wars: The Old Republic, but beyond that, it's mainly a work life nowadays, especially because I have to care of my family, and that means life becomes more dull because I don't have much time and energy to go skateboarding every day anymore, or go BMXing. I used to love that so much every day, day in, day out. It's just not realistic with a full time job, totally draining you. And then afterwards, you have a young kid also wants your attention, and it's just exhausting. So, having a hobby that's easy accessible, still have fun with, and is in the universe that I love the most, Star Wars. I mean, just is my escape from this often not very pretty world. Besides my family, my son, of course, and friends. and actually it brought me a lot. The lightsaber community brought me a lot of friends online in real life. It really gives me opportunities. It also helps me to grow as a person by making these videos, talking to myself, reassessing myself constantly after I see the videos, see how I can better become in engagement with people or in communication or how I present myself, and it really helps a lot. So I have to zip a coffee. So I cannot stop saying by really encourage everybody to get a YouTube channel and just start to create your own virtual log, let's say a vault. 20 years from now, 30 years from now, you need to make sure the data is still there, but it's an awesome thing for your kids as well when they grow up and they can see their parents like now 20 years from now talking and everything, and they have a whole vlog and see how your life looked like every day, and maybe even grandchildren, or even beyond that. I don't say we that important, but we important not globally, like, well, we are very famous, but within your family, that's already very significant for either your wife or your parents or your children, or I don't know. You never know what's gonna happen in life, right? Something can happen. No, accidents happen, whatever. Maybe the next day somebody's not there anymore. Having all these videos that might really help for those people to at least still have something to look at, and yeah, I mean, that's important too. It's worth something, right? Anyway, let's not drag on too much about that kind of nonsense. Back to the lightsaber. So yeah, it's really cool. I always liked swords and stuff like that. I always felt swords are more pure than, for example, pistols or rifles or sniper rifles and all that kind of stuff. It's always really coming down to your skill sets, etc. How good are your techniques and whatnot. And really, yeah, just really love it. And just Star Wars. Oh, I love Star Wars. um, this saber, by the way, is really cool. So it has the deep red LED by Saber, it's a quad cree, and it has a Sid Bunny blade plug, which is really nice. The turbine, I absolutely love Sid Bunny blade plugs. They're really the best. Really cool. But anyway, yeah, I just keep praising the lightsaber industry. It's amazing. It's really cool. One thing I have to say, I really see a little bit of a shift in this recent few months, where competition between sabersmiths is starting to get insane, like ridiculous. Um, there are some stuff going on. I'm not gonna really go into the drama. Most of you guys looking probably know where we're talking about. There has been some hilt releases from certain sabersmiths at the same time, and then ugliness comes out a little bit, and it really starts to show that this is really a $1 million industry, multi-million-dollar industry, where people making hard bucks, making a lot of money, and even the companies that we praise so much, they also get caught up in that whole money making machine, and they really start to show a different side that we never saw of them before. And I saw comments being made by certain owners from companies, and I really thought, wow, that's a little bit different in the way you talk about other competition or other sabersmiths than I expected you to do that. And I was a little bit disappointed to see that. Actually, I really did not expect the the bashing and the bad mouthing of certain other sabersmiths and whatnot. So that is something that will progressively get worse, because there's a lot of money in this industry. A lot of money. There's really a lot of money in this industry. You wouldn't say, but the custom saber industry is growing so rapidly. It's insane. I can also see it with my view count and my subscribers. They really start to ramp up. and I'm really happy with that. It's really good, and it really shows that the custom lightsaber is not just a flinch or a funny thing for a few months. No, this is here to stay for another 10, 20 years. This will be an important part for many people. It will become more mainstream to have movie props at your home. A lot more people will go towards the fantasy types of um, cosplay pieces like this. Purely because people want to escape. There's like an escapism type of psychology behind this kind of stuff, like the fidgety toys and all that kind of stuff. It's really, people are fed up what's going on in the world, and they want to be more indulged with the worlds they like much. And not for everybody Star Wars. It may be other franchises, movies, franchise, TV shows, maybe literature. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of creative people out there realizing something into something tangible, like you really can touch and play it and own it, and that happens more and more often. And I think that's really I think it will be a maybe not a movement, but I think socially it is developing, something is going on that. And I think a lot more people are really getting into this kind of hobbies. They're at the moment obscure, but they become a very normal thing at some point. And we're gonna see a lot more of this kind of stuff. Anyway, for us it's lightsabers. I also maybe want to get in some Star Wars blasters at some point. But with blasters, that's a little bit a tricky thing, because I like blasters, but then I would only use it when I go trooping with like a 501st, for example. I wouldn't just take my blaster outside and play. Whereas a lightsaber, I can do it much more easy because everybody recognizes that as a lightsaber. Very easy, of course. But if I take a blaster outside, it's a little bit tricky. People think, is that an airsoft rifle? Is that a real rifle? What's going on? Can I trust that guy walking around with a blaster? See, that's why. So I think predominantly I will stick with the lightsabers, also because their size and their shape is easier to collect multiple for me. I don't have a big house here in Hong Kong, so I do have my space constraints. So ideal size. Pop the blades. I push the blade somewhere. I just, I don't know, stuff them in a corner or something. That's okay. But yeah, it's a very cool hobby. About lightsabers, I actually, as you might know, from Vader's Vault, I have 2 orders. Currently, I'm still waiting for them. They will be very soon, though, because they will be delivered very soon, I should say. Sorry, my English, sometimes I swallow some words. So, like, I try to say something and then 1 or 2 words are missing, so it doesn't sound right. See, that's also something I'm practicing on with these kind of videos. But no, I got my Vader's Vault Fury on order with I believe a light blue Sun Crusher. And then also have the Vader's Vault Red in dual tone, so it's like gray and black, silver and black. And that one will come with Tor Orange Sun Crusher. And then I have 3 solos hold Saber empty hilts on order. So 2 times the Kanan Jarrus Blind Knight empty hilts, and 1 time the Ezra Bridger Orphan hilt. Then I also have the 7 chambers Fisted. Oh guys, I forgot it. Very beautiful hilt from 7 chambers. They make that stun board where you have flesh and class with a stun saber. And a momentary switch that has own stun soundboard. It's not a soundboard, it's a stun board. And they just had that saber release and it looks really cool. So that one will be reviewed soon. So that's already 3 sabers that will be reviewed very soon. No, 3 actually. That is 6 sabers that will be reviewed soon. And then also my pride and joy, which is the most amazing thing ever in my opinion, is my Dart Alice Slim Kota version 5 that I have on order. Now this is the most expensive saber that I ever will own, and I absolutely will love it. I absolutely looking forward to the craftsmanships of Todd, because he does amazing job creating these one-off lightsabers, and I wanted to really have a lightsaber that was created for me, like somebody really physically worked his ass off, his butt off, to make it for me, and that gives me so much more appreciation and enjoyment that I'm really gonna cherish that saber. That will be my crown saber. That will be my absolutely pride and joy. On that also, I also have one Saber Forge Apprentice saber coming my way, so also looking forward to that saber. So that makes us save 7 or 8 lightsabers for this coming few months. More lightsabers from Saber Forge will follow as well. More of the Apprentice sabers. I'm gonna get all the new ones to do a review on those. Also, from the Pach store, I'm gonna get another lightsaber that a review will come up first this coming few weeks. I not want to give too much away yet, but it's a really cool lightsaber. I already spoke with Aaron Lin about it, and that one will be purchased very soon as well. A full review come of that saber. So another 9 to 10 lightsabers in this coming few months already. So we're gonna keep coming with new lightsaber related stuff as well. Every week there will be something new, maybe a saber stand, blade plugs, sound fonts, what you name it. Every week we keep going with new content, and I actually have been doing that now nearly for over a year now. Every week brought new lightsaber content, and that's I'm really proud on that, because that's quite a bit of effort to actually achieve that. Sometimes I really have to pace really fast to get that done, because these videos really have to be scheduled on time. I have to prepare them, I have to edit them, I need to make the time to make the content and the footage and film it and discuss it. So it's quite intensive to make these videos, and I also really appreciate you guys. You're watching. Most of you, like 99%, is very nice on the YouTube in terms of comments and nice wording, and there's some trolls there as well, and some people that need to, say bad or stupid things. Most of the cases I filter those kind of people out on the channel, because I feel like I don't want to have negativity surrounding this hobby and surrounding this channel. I want to give that positivity, and people that really enjoys this hobby as well enjoy the channel and feel free and feel comfortable conversing with each other. So yeah, very nice. And also one thing, guys, every week there will be a news update, so I'm gonna really prep on those weekly news videos, and in those news videos I also will highlight your guys' comments. So comments on YouTube that you make will show up in the video, and I will answer them in person on video. That makes it more engaging between us because I don't really like typing, so you guys type it out and then I just reply it and everybody can see it in the video. I think that's more fun, because some of the comments, I have over 150 videos on the channel live now, and some comments were made on older video and nobody really sees that. So by highlighting that, you always see the comments on the latest videos or older videos, so it's easier to see that, and it's more fun to be engaged in that manner. So anyway, that was a lot of rambling, almost 24 minutes now, so I'm gonna wrap it up. I hope you liked the video. I have still a shit ton of ideas of new content that gonna come on this YouTube channel. For me, it's time and money, and at the moment both are a little bit scarce, but I'm still gonna make new content on the weekly basis. Every Saturday there's some Star Wars lightsaber related review every Saturday, and then every week I'm gonna point down the time for the weekly news update. I think that will be every Wednesday or Thursday. and then so we have 2 videos per week at least, and then more content will follow as well, but that will be wrapped out later. Anyway, that was it. I'm gonna finish my coffee and then take rest and sleep because I'm pretty tired. Have a good evening and see you, and stay scummy.